People keep
we're
saying I'm
live.
too old and need to
Hello.
withdraw from this campaign. So
Hello, liveys. Liveys.
Is
Wherever you may
that what we
be.
call living people?
So yeah,
Liveys.
Only the Lord himself will make you leave this campaign.
that's right. I don't know which lord. Some lord of evil or ruin, maybe.
Oh, Lord
Ah.
of the Grail, perhaps.
Yeah.
Perhaps.
I mean, technically, Vecna is a god, but I feel like it's a real bad idea to recognize that.
yeah, don't do
I
it.
feel like he's missing some bits though.
I
There
mean,
is a robotics company called Vecna that has an offices around here, and every
know.
time makes me
Every time.
laugh.
I
Yeah.
work with Dan. I work with a guy who used to work for Vecna now. I meet
I
with
think
him
my
once
wife
he a
briefly
lich?
looked at an opportunity there.
No, he's just an engineer.
Oh.
They spell it differently,
Well,
but it is clearly based on the same word that they co-opted, right?
Mhm.
So, yeah.
Don't
FYI,
trust him.
Anyway.
I'm going to close the door and put up my green screen when we're actually ready to start the episode. Just FYI.
Anyway, Dan, you
Oh.
think that's great? Wait until you find out about Sutek. Anyway,
It's
Oh.
91 degrees.
Su-
in
you
here,
mean
so
Susan
I'd like to-
Technology?
I do mean Susan
God.
Technologies. Can you
Nobody
move the
means
text around
Susan
on the
Technology.
screen so I can see it? Because I'm not capable of understanding basic anagrams by myself.
I'm
Jason.
working for a new boss. His name is S.A. Tan. Is that a problem? Probably not.
Mhm.
Oh
Steve-
no, you're gonna get Sutect.
Yeah, there you go.
Mm.
S.A. Tan. He's got little horns.
Most bosses do.
And a
Good
great
old-
tan.
Yeah.
Mhm.
If you
Louis
look close
Cypher.
enough.
Louis Cypher, yes.
I think that's from Angel Heart, which was
It
a
is
movie
from
I
Angel
watched
Heart.
in school.
The
That was
devil's
a really weird
greatest
class.
trick was being in
watched
a
that
movie
in
with Ricky
school?
Rourke.
I watched that and
That's
the
inappropriate.
original. Well, it was first off, it was in college.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say I was in school with you for a long time. I
Dan,
feel
I
like
wanna
they
be
would have gotten
clear.
in trouble with that.
Lisa
School
Bonet.
goes all the way
Surprise.
to the top. It was in
Okay.
college. It was in a class on Greek mythology, and they had a surprising amount of films. I am blanking on this. There's a movie where Nicolas Cage goes to an island and they attack him with bees.
Wicker Man.
Wicker Man.
Oh,
We
Yeah.
watched the
Remake.
the 70s
remake of
version,
Wicker
The original.
of Wicker Man.
Yes.
The original.
Yeah,
with,
which
with,
which has an extended weird naked dance scene.
Oh
which
yeah,
does-
it does.
That sounds like a
Yeah.
1970s British horror
Moonstruck.
movie.
with Jenny Agutter.
Yeah,
in
and it was
Yep.
like, what did we learn from those? I could not tell you.
Bees are bad.
bees. Not
I
the
mean,
bees.
yep.
Not the bees.
Not the
Not the
bees.
bees.
Not the bees. All right.
Anyway.
I'm
I'm
ready.
recording.
If
This is all
you're,
the bootleg.
you're all ready.
Yeah.
Right.
All good.
If we're ready to actually start the episode, I
Oh,
will
Erica's
close my
almost
door.
ready. Close the door.
Erica's got to.
Are we- okay.
Yeah, do
got a
it.
process
Yeah.
that
Do
needs
it.
to happen.
Close
Yeah.
the pod bay doors.
All right. Now let's
Yeah.
start a long digression that will anger Erica when she returns.
I think
Oh,
Eric would
no.
prefer that just got at least start the episode so the digression counts as part of the episode timer.
I just
Oh.
made Erica of mid 2025 so angry by doing that.
Oh.
Let's have an
Jason, what are you
etymological
doing?
discussion
Why
about
are you trying
something.
to trap me?
What's an etymological discussion?
Jason,
If
I
you're a
at
bug,
least,
you should know this.
I do. I just want you to say it.
Jason,
Bug
I'm
talk.
mean to people in the now. You're mean to people in the future.
Yeah, that's right. I'm always. That's why I'm always on offense, Tony. I'm moving forward,
it- are
thinking
you-
about futures.
Just think about leverage or debt in that. I don't really know.
Yeah, it's a leverage buyout.
Arbitrage.
Arbitrage meanness.
Yep.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's what it's all about. That and the hokey pokey.
Dan, you're great. People respect you.
It sounds worse when you say nice things to me.
What do you want from me?
I don't know.
That's the problem.
Hey, yeah, watch this. I'm just gonna. This is the thing where I want people at home. If you're listening to this podcast with someone, that's great. If you're not, find someone. Just find someone and stare
On the
deeply into
street.
their eyes and say something really nice, like, "Hey, Dan, you deserve a bowl of ice cream."
Oh, I'll be right back, guys.
No,
Oh.
no, it's
I
too
just
late.
closed the
After
door.
the show,
Erica
after the
just
show,
closed the
Dan.
door.
But,
after
Dan,
the show.
let's be
Oh.
clear. You were gonna have
Scott?
ice cream either way, but you deserve it.
It's all yours.
Welcome back to Toad
Recording.
Party Kill, a podcast where some people play Dungeons and Dragons on the internet. I'm Scott McNulty, a dungeon master, which means, of course, once again, we find ourselves on the blood-soaked sands of Athos with everyone's favorite, at some level,
Asterisk.
adventuring group, Eglath's Angels. Yes, we're still playing, but good news, everyone. It's a new adventure. A new day has dawned, and we are playing a new adventure. I will say right now, for those who want to avoid spoilers for Wizards of the Coast published adventures, that we are playing Vecna, Eve of Ruin. So if you don't want to hear about what happens in Vecna, Eve of Ruin, I suggest you pause whatever you're listening to this podcast on and throw it in the nearest river, never to see again, so that you will not be spoiled upon the wonders
My
of
entire computer.
Vecna, Eve of Ruin. Hey,
No.
I don't make
That
the
is
rules.
terrible.
I'm just informing the people of what they need to do in
Also,
order to avoid spoilers.
If you own Vecna Eve of Ruin and would like to go through encounter by encounter and write emails
Oh.
to Scott about how he did it wrong, or to us
Yes.
about how we played it wrong, I guess.
That address is trash@example.com.
Yeah, by the time you hear
Oh.
this, we won't even be part way through it. So anyway, don't
I'll
worry
be dead by the time you hear this, I'm sure.
about it. Oh, no.
But these people who will survive, hopefully, Vecna's Eve of Ruin are Aline Sims. Hello, Aline.
Hello. Every time I play TPK, my husband says, "Have fun, don't die." Now, I feel like we might die. I'm playing Shara, the Air Genasi Rogue, newly minted level 11. Very excited.
Hey, Aline, what does Shara look like?
I'll get back to you on that.
Ethereal?
No comment there. Indescribable. Also indescribable, Jason Snell. Hello,
Oh.
Jason.
All right, thank you. That's my podcast network, The Indescribable. Check it out. Hello. It's glad to be back playing my first D&D character still after all these years.
By the name of?
By the would you like the details? Well, he's Carlos Danger Dwarf. Danger is his middle name. Dwarf is his family
Came
name.
in the
He's them
middle.
all.
Yes.
So I think maybe
Sorry, that's too much detail.
this new adventure might
Let
be
me
a
take
good
it back.
jumping on point for new fans.
yeah.
I don't know if that's going to happen.
Yeah,
But
he's
you know,
a-
you
he's a-
never know.
I'll say this.
It's funny.
How about this? I'm playing Carlos. He is a legendary gladiator from
Oh,
of course the terrible world of Athos, and and escaped to his freedom, and is a freedom fighter who believes in freeing the enslaved in Athos.
Are you
and
fighting
elsewhere.
for freedom or against freedom?
Oh, Carlos is very pro
hard
freedom.
to say.
As
He's
an
open-minded.
escaped slave, he is
Okay.
he is a freedom
Yes,
fighter,
it's true.
emphasis fighter.
And you are in the only free city-state in Athos tier at the moment. And also there is Tony Sindelar. Well, Tony Sindelar isn't there, but his character is...
Everything's going smooth. Tony Sindelar, I use he and pronouns. I'm back playing Regdar. 11 levels of wizard, 0 levels of common sense. He enjoys pottery and long walks to the pottery store. That's Regdar.
Oh, and I don't have a good segue, but it's Dan Morin, your friend and mine. Hello, Dan.
But not your best friend.
Hello.
No,
Ouch.
he thinks I'm his best friend, but I'm not.
No, I know that you are my mortal nemesis.
It's true, but I'm
Um,
not. You're not my mortal nemesis.
No! That's what a way to find out. Yikes. Hi, I'm playing Omlal, also my first D&D.
Lies.
Not even in this campaign.
It's true.
Omlal, the Goliath barbarian who took up the mantle after his brother Eglath perished with these most of these jerks. Everything's going smooth for Omlal. Totally got a soul and everything.
Mm-hmm.
No, that didn't get fixed by the end of that adventure. That wasn't a
Oh yeah, loose
it
ends.
zipped back to the
Well,
yeah,
that's
so
what
things
we
are great
call
for the
Mausoleum.
Goliath barbarian Omlal, who uses he him pronouns, as do I.
There you go. You weren't using that soul anyway. And speaking of soulless, Steve Lutz is here. Hello, Steve.
That's me. Yeah, hey, it's me, Steve Lutz. I'm back again, despite my better judgment, continuing to play Kachka, a three-creen bard of some renown on the sands of Athos, which sometimes looks surprisingly unsandy and full of metal. But that's just the way things are in this crazy mixed-up world. Yeah, so same old bug.
Same old bug.
And someone who isn't the same old bug, or at least isn't playing the same old character. It's
Oh.
Erica Ensign. Hello, Erica.
I'm a brand new bug. I'm not really a bug. Erica Ensign, she, her.
Oh,
I am
I
playing
was
a
so
new
excited and then
character,
so disappointed.
who I guess I will wait to introduce until the character actually
yes.
appears.
Ooh, intrigue. Yes, that's right. So we are back in Athos. And why don't we jump in at the end of the last adventure, you saved Athos from the princes of the apocalypse, who were
Hooray!
elemental beings that somehow tore asunder the planar lock that Athos has found itself in, and tried to sneak in and do bad things and let bad things out. It was a whole mess. And now your party has gathered some great renown in Athos for A, saving Athos, and B, being amongst some of the only people in Athos who have traveled extraplanarly. And so
Kachka has some regrets at having never said, "What fresh prince is this?" at any time during the last adventure.
did not.
4
Sadly.
opportunities and just wasted, completely wasted.
It's true. It's all recorded, so we know that you didn't. And so
We'll fix it in post.
you arrive back in Tyr, which is this big free city-state that has a big ziggurat in the middle of it. You met your minder, who is Matasha, who kind of is the head of. You're unclear as to her portfolio
And the actual pronunciation of her name, which seems to
it does
from
change
day
every
to
time
day.
I say it, and that is part of her charm.
We all know somebody like that. Just changes the
feature.
pronunciation of the name every single time. Yeah.
We sure do, Don.
Doesn't want people knowing too much about her. But she thanked you, expressed her thanks for the city-state, rewarded you, and then a couple of weeks go by as you are engaged in whatever activities your characters engage in downtime, and wherever, perhaps wherever you are lounging, you receive a summons from Matasha to join her at her office. And you reply that you will come, and you do. So when we last left, she summoned you. You're in her office, and she said, "I need your help once again." As you all look around the office, you notice one thing in particular: that Presta, your
Nope. Presta,
Zotasha.
Zatasha,
died.
whoever,
Not to be confused
we
with
noticed that
Presta's
Presta's
not
still
there
dead.
because she's still dead.
Yep.
The wound's still fresh in me.
She's with the Eglaths now.
Yep.
That's right. So Tasha is not there, who you last known alive, but who is there are a couple of other Templars standing behind Matasha, and as she says to you that we need your help. Over the last couple of days, a couple of notable citizens have been kidnapped, and they are seemingly unrelated to each other. But we have a lot is going on in the city, so I really can't afford to spend any resources finding these people, but we need them found.
This not your most compelling offer.
Well,
And why are they?
you-
How do we know they're unrelated to each other?
your city
Since
state
They're just
needs you.
simultaneously happening
Well, I should say that's
kidnappings of
a
important personages.
a very good point, Kachka. They are seemingly unrelated.
thank
All
you.
of our research seems to show that these four people have nothing in common. We are not sure why.
We just saved like all of reality, and now you want us to look for some guys?
Like
Missing people.
four people?
Four people.
Oh God, it's coming
well,
backwards
wait.
again.
Wait a second.
Were they
They're-
princes? Because I can tell you what happened to them.
Did you
they were
just
large
say,
elemental beings.
Did you just say that there's no connection between them, and that's the connection?
Seemingly, the only connection they have is that they were all kidnapped within a few nights of one another. We have
How do
no
we know
idea.
they were
Pretty
kidnapped
big
and didn't just
connection.
go on walkabout? Or
It's nice
Our
to know that
caravan.
kidnapping finally like counts as a crime that they would like investigate in tier. Like it used to be like murder or nothing.
Are they
It's like-
important
I mean, that's
people?
This is
it's
how we
a
know that
new
like
day.
yeah, we know that
we get
this
kidnapped?
this city is something. I know we
Nobody
did.
looked up on us.
Did
got
Regdar ever
better.
find his hat?
No,
we
I
did
did-
find the hat.
Well,
I found
I-
that.
I didn't find the hat because I didn't look in the right room.
Oh, I
It's
see.
buried now.
Such
It's-
is life.
Yeah,
Uh,
it's off in a side room along with Almost Soul.
Yes, they are.
Almost Soul is wearing that hat.
Oh,
The four people are prominent citizens, and they have, they have friends in high places, and so we
Well,
need to.
Perhaps they joined a
to find-
Kank circus.
I
That
haven't
happens
Well,
done
all the time.
anything.
we do know. I have sent my finders, and she points behind her to these Templars that are behind her, and they have tracked them to the necropolis just outside of Tyr's walls, within a crypt, but they couldn't go into the crypt because well, they could, but they didn't want to because it is they once though they hit the doors of the crypt, or went to the trail, just kind of stopped, and no
I
one
guess that's
knows
why they're
what
finders
And they
and
were
not
like-
getters.
Yeah, well,
Yeah,
and
that's
they're
true.
like, we'll
And this
we'll
is
stop
the-
here and come back. I can see why you've come to us.
It is in the
Almal gestures
oldest
to the rest of his
section.
friends, and they huddle up and say, "Me think they actually planning surprise party for us in this very very lame
Oh.
excuse."
Oh,
So
but
they
it's
crept
outside
in,
the
crapped
city?
out,
That
and
seems
crept out
expensive.
again, is what you're saying.
Well, look,
Yes, they were last.
I don't know about you all. Regdar hasn't done anything useful in like 48 hours, and he's getting all itchy. But I'd feel a lot better about this whole quest if we had one more friend. That's what I'm thinking.
And you are your finder's keeper.
That is true. None of these finders will be your friend. So
Oh,
Oh,
Okay.
That's very rude.
so they're familiar
Well, then
with
I
our
just-
work, is what
just
you're saying.
don't need to stretch this out.
our
No.
reputation precedes us. Well, we better look around for people in the bushes or anything nearby for a couple of hours before we proceed, just in
I
case.
suggest
So
a
I
sandwich
is
suggest
board of
character.
some kind?
we were able to track them to a mausoleum in the oldest part of the necropolis called
Oh.
Halleck's Mausoleum. And surely you will want to know the names of the people you're looking for.
That's
That
what I
would be
was
great.
just
Names,
about to ask.
Occupation, descriptions. You got like a nice little like folio on them, maybe?
Yes, I do have a
Dossiers.
folio on them.
As one of the only people that's legally allowed to read, I will read it.
All right. Well, you
Wait,
see that
we
they're
saved the entire planet and we still have outlawed literacy?
Well,
I don't think we did our job very well.
The problem is literacy was outlawed at a local level, Dan.
Ah,
You got-
okay.
you got-
All
Dan, you
politics
can't-
is local.
Dan,
be on
you
the
can't
school
just
board.
you can't just show up for the Athos elections. You got to vote for your sorcerer king too, or you
Yeah.
get
You don't vote for the
these are
sorcerer
rec-
king.
No,
Well, no.
Can I-
but
Quick
this is how
question:
you
can I
get
vote if I don't
regressive
have a
policies.
soul?
only in
no one-
tier do you get to vote.
I don't think anyone knows that you don't have a soul except for all the people you keep telling about that.
Sure, nobody believes you. So
I like to be a
How he
Eldon
introduces himself.
Keyword
Yep.
is a scholar who specializes in the
Wait, who?
outer planes. Eldon Keyword, and I will copy and paste these in the chat so you can.
So we're
I'll
engaging
write
in a
it.
keyword search, basically.
Uh-huh.
That'll be
I will
it.
write some stuff down for people.
Or searching for the Elden Ring.
Yes.
I mean, one of those.
And Indira Lamsettle
Gandhi.
is a human actor who lives in so this what I pasted isn't correct, but in Tyr's highest social circles. Well, the people who are listening can't see it. Sartel Malinosh is a human sorcerer who is also interested in the outer planes, and also is a Templar who is on.
Question: Isn't
Yes.
that a connection between these two people?
Well, this is why these keen insights are why I have turned to you
I
and
see.
your crew of adventurers. And Umberto Noblin is a gnome historian who has written books on a variety of things. He seems to be
I
mostly.
didn't think there were any gnomes in Athos, but that's
Did
okay.
you say Umberto Noblin is a gnome historian?
He's not a goblin.
did.
That's
what
how they say
Noblin
it
No, he's not a
locally.
goblin.
He's
He's
not
a
a
mere
goblin.
echo. Umberto is a mere echo
Yeah.
of a goblin.
Yes.
Noblin stands for not a goblin.
Not a goblin. Indeed.
Family name.
Changed it at
Uh,
Ellis Island. Sorry,
And Athos
to your
gnomes are different,
island.
so it's fine.
Dan, why would there be an island? There's no water.
No one knows.
So those are the people you're looking for. I would appreciate it if you could find them. And are all signs point to them being somewhere in near or in Halleck's Mausoleum.
Mausoleum.
And what do we know of Halleck's Mausoleum?
You know that it is a mausoleum. It is one of the oldest mausoleums in the necropolis. So it was there for hundreds of years. And not much is known about the Halleck's family. They were at one time a prominent family, and that is known only because of the size and grandeur of the mausoleum. But they do not seem to have any living offspring
Yes.
anymore.
The old riddle: who buried in Halleck's Mausoleum? It's U.S. grant, just in case we're clear.
No. So there you go. You would all be aware that, well, she'll tell you, but you also know this. So the necropolis outside the walls of Tyr has kind of basically two connected cemeteries. There's the main necropolis and then the paupers necropolis. The main necropolis is where the fashionable and
as some
rich
people call it.
dead people live in, and or they don't live in it.
They don't live there. That would be really problematic.
But you do know
And
there are
the
some
paupers
things.
necropolis is where John Popper from Blues Traveler is buried. So if you want to go,
R.I.P.
Popper.
The day the music died.
Popper's penguins.
There are things that are not alive, but moving around and skulking
Well,
about
we
the
better get there
necropolis.
before things pop off.
And there is a thick stone wall that separates the crypts of the wealthy from the crypts of the poor, or
Isn't
the
there
graves
always?
of the poor. They're
how did it
just
suck
like
when they
life.
mingled?
Yeah.
and
It's really fun to
you know-
start off adventures. It's not awkward or weird at all. It's never,
You know that the main necropolis has many mausoleums. It's been there for a long time. It's very big. And she'll give you directions to this one in particular. You know that the Pauper's necropolis has simple headstones. And there are rumors that there are catacombs underneath the necropolis, but
That would be crazy.
that would be crazy.
Elden keyword. I don't have a race for this person. Is this a human or a?
He is an elf.
Okay,
Sand elf.
that will help with my profiling.
And so she gives you the directions and she says, "Best of luck. I have many important matters to attend to, so please let me know what you find."
Where's Zatasha?
Zatasha is on assignment.
And about our retainer for this job. Haven't really spoken.
Natasha
of
would never
payment.
work with you guys again. You realize that, right?
I didn't want to say that.
That's not why I was
man.
asking it. I'm just
Requested
Carlos wonders where she
reassignment.
is.
If Amla had a soul, that would have hit him right in it.
Oh,
That's a good thing she's not there to say
Yeah.
it. She also
Wow.
would never say it out
that's what
loud.
she says. Zatasha sends her regards, but
Yeah,
I
I'm sure
cannot
she does.
divulge her,
I'm sure she
her
does.
whereabouts. She is on a mission of utmost importance.
Mm-hmm.
So
A lot
are
of
we
things-
just on
Let's watch that campaign
Shasha's
instead.
salary at this point, or do we get some sort of reward for this? And I'm not sure
well-
why I ask, because it's probably gold. But
We
Some-
we save universe for free. We not making that mistake again.
You got plenty of stuff. Come on. And the real adventure was the friends you made along the way.
yeah, it was an
Several of me
adventure.
friends died.
Yeah.
You didn't deserve those friends. She will say,
Also, one of the people we met doesn't want to work with us anymore. So
allegedly. So she will say, yeah, we will be rewarded both by the praise of the city for returning several
this is
prominent
going.
citizens, and also with some money that you'll
to
each get.
be named later.
Gold!
We'll give you gold. We'll give you
All right.
2,000 gold pieces each.
Okay,
How's
sure. Why not? 2,000 sounds great.
Sure. Better than nothing.
That's right. Okay, what would you like to do?
Head to the pub.
Yeah, to the necropolis.
Yeah.
To the
Or to the
necropolis.
necropolis.
Is the necropolis walking distance from Tyr, or do we need beasts of burden to get there?
It's basically right outside. So the way Tyr is it's kind of concentric
It's a walled
rings.
city,
So
yeah.
it's a walled city. Outside the walls directly are farmland that is tended by it is
Sand.
true.
We call
Sand
it farm
farm.
sand.
No,
Sand farms.
many slaves, although not slaves anymore.
No.
Many poorly
Former
paid
slaves.
farm
Sharecroppers.
workers.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
hmm
Sharecroppers are making sure that there's enough food to eat. And then the next ring is a very large necropolis that you can get to probably an hour and a half or so of walk.
Oh, I
from
know a
where you
shortcut.
are now.
So I get there.
You could also
You
get
just go
beast
through the
burdens
catacombs
if
that
you
people
like,
aren't supposed to know
tanks.
about.
You could-
Yeah, like a cank hail the cank taxi and
We stop for lunch first, though, right?
Sure, you can have lunch if you
Good.
like.
Yeah.
It's
To go.
delicious.
yeah.
Fried
All right,
cake.
let's
I
go.
didn't even need to roll anything.
Yeah.
Lunch
So
check.
you
She was that
We're
easy in
level-
real life.
We're level 11 now. There's certain things that just happen. We can
Yeah.
just count on a
Finding.
delicious
Doesn't
lunch.
delicious
require-
lunch. You are
Yeah.
natives of this. Some of you are natives of the city at the least. So
Right.
you come across.
We know where the good burrito places are at this point.
Yeah.
That's true. You enter the necropolis. It is the part you enter is newer, so you probably enter through the main gates that head into the main necropolis. So you see some of large mausoleums for the tiers, top families, and merchant clans, trying to show their wealth and great power. You see some that have been defaced, and you would know that those families were associated with the previous sorcerer king, whose name shall not be uttered. And as you,
It's Kalak. I want everyone to know that I know it.
oh no. And you follow the directions and you get closer to. Now, you haven't seen anybody in the necropolis, and as you approach, you see in the distance the Halifax, excuse me. You don't see Halifax.
Oh no, we're
Can't
super
con.
lost.
Halifax is way nicer than Athens, you guys.
You see the Calax. Oh, it's
You
IKEA
just go there
furniture. No.
and not go back. But you see in the distance a towering stone mausoleum. And you haven't seen anyone, except you notice as you approach the mausoleum that there's someone examining a gravestone quite near the mausoleum.
Hello.
Gonna
Hello.
walk right up and say hello.
Hello. Yeah.
Oh,
All right.
100%.
In that
We're just in a
case,
city.
you see somebody
We're in
stand
a
up.
mausoleum outside.
Does this appear to be a live person?
Yes.
If this person stands up and says,
How
And,
much does this person sound like?
Brains.
First of all, let me describe what the person looks like.
Oh,
So
that's nice.
you see, yeah, shocking.
I prefer to judge people by their actions
Tough,
and their words
tough.
and not. Okay.
What are you farming out DM consultants now, Scott?
it's much easier.
Takes a village.
So she stands up, and you see it's a woman. She's tall and very, very thin, and she is old. Like her skin, it might have been pale at one point, but it is just like tanned and weathered and cracked. And her hair is like, it probably was black at some point, but now it's like mostly going to white and gray. But it is also ridiculously dirty, and it's just like very messy. Like you think you might see like fleas and bugs and stuff.
She's actually 27. Athos takes a lot out of you.
Yeah, it's sunscreen, kids.
And she is wearing scale mail, which is made from the scales of a black dragon, for anybody who is able to recognize that sort of thing. Is carrying a quarterstaff, and has a real tatty, old-looking wooden shield that, if you pay close attention, maybe Regdar will recognize is actually magic. And she stands up and she says, "Hey, you kids, where are we? What's this place?"
Amla lowers his voice and says, well, not really lowers his voice because he doesn't know how to do that. It says, you Gravestone Inspector?
I was
Of all the ways to
inspecting
plan
gravestones.
to... Yes. Oh, yes, of course. Yes.
So there's that city over there. What city is that?
Where's
Tyr.
she pointing?
Tier.
The ziggurat.
You're not from Tyr?
The Jewel of Athos?
Athos. What's Athos?
You from around here?
Me think her memory erased
Yeah.
or something.
Yeah.
That's
Oh,
I almost
weird.
forgot to say the most important part. She's wearing a tiara, and it looks ridiculous because her hair is just so nasty and messy and stuff, but she's got a very nice tiara.
I'm
sort
also
of
confused.
nestled
I
in
can't
there.
even understand what material your armor is made out of.
Some sort of
And
scorpion.
the tiara is metal and like jewels and stuff.
Ooh, that's
Oh.
fancy.
Maybe your fancy tiara that's super expensive is too tight and you should give it to us.
I look at our friends. I look at my friends and I say,
Murder her.
Are there 4 princesses of the apocalypse too?
Me just thinking when Regdar put hat on, he get a little weird. Maybe
We've
her
been
hat,
through this before. Not all hats are evil.
Maybe
Some
that
hats-
hat evil.
Some hats are just hats. How many times do we have to have this conversation?
To be fair,
Every
like
time.
98% of hats are evil in the real world.
A lot of hats.
This world is Athos, Carlos says. Sand, the sand, the slavery, and the sand.
Way to sell it, Carlos.
That's right. Come for the sand.
We would say
stay
it
for the
better than
slavery.
it sounds,
And the
but
kanks.
it not.
Forget the
It not better
kanks.
than it sounds.
Have we mentioned the shortage of metal and water and dignity?
magic.
Good.
Magic.
Her face just falls more and more. Wow, this place, this sucks.
Yes.
Yes. Okay. Well, now you're a local.
This
Where-
is not
where
where
you-
I came from.
We
Where
used to
are you
not
from?
know. We used to not know any better, and then we went to a place with a green mountain where there were Victorian hippos, and now we really know it sucks here. So thanks a lot.
Nary
where
a Victorian
did you
hippo
come from?
anywhere in this necropolis, I
Well,
bet.
last thing I knew, I was in Neverwinter Wood, and I was looking at some formations in the
Never
ground.
winter here all the time.
What's a,
What is-
what's a
what is
wood?
winter?
What is winter?
What is
And
wood?
what is wood?
Do
I guess-
you have trees?
And I never say never, so
I mean, we
none
have
of this
like
makes any sense to me.
dried
yeah.
out cacti. I guess.
They're like 4. They all have
Yeah.
names.
Well,
Guess they
imagine-
specific.
There's some
thousands
hobbits
of
that
them
talk of a world
together?
tree, but those guys are,
We saw those on our way to that mountain that time. We saw those
Yeah.
all. You know those things? I think those are the trees.
those are trees.
Oh. They were nice.
Yeah.
Yeah. I
Like
mean, if you like
cactus, but
green,
Well,
less spiny.
I would
Didn't one of us
really,
fall out of
really-
one?
I would like to go
Yes.
home. Do you guys know of a way to get to the other
Uh,
planes from here?
Nope.
Well, we've done it once.
you'd
Maybe if you
asked,
stick
like,
with
a
us,
week
you'll
ago.
get there too.
yeah, we
Timing's
actually
not
just
great.
recently closed off the paths to 4 other planes because this world is sealed off from most planar travel. But we've traveled. Well, you are lucky. You may be talking to the only people on this entire planet who have been off of this entire planet.
She looks incredibly skeptical, but nods.
Hi. Me Amlal.
Hi, Amlal. My name is Menoptera Zarbi.
Yep.
I'm a druid.
Druid. What do we have druids? Do we only have sand druids? Is that what we
We have
There are
druids.
druids.
I'm just
Oh,
checking.
It's-
Sand druids, yeah. Nice to meet you.
There's a
We have
variety of
councils.
elemental people.
I mean, I guess it's good. Like, the desert's my favorite place to be, so... it
Oh,
could be
We got a
worse.
lot of that.
Yeah, barely anything that's not that.
You are in
We
luck.
got we got your classic desert. We got your desert with lots of rocks. Your deserts with fine sand. Your deserts with
More
shards
sand.
of obsidian that just fly
Mm,
through the air.
Sand sharks.
So,
Yep.
are there any experts on this planet that might know something about how to travel to different planes?
Well, funny you asked that. We've been looking for some missing. Hey, before we get any further, do not think too hard about this. In fact, if you could answer really promptly, that would help us out real quickly. Have you kidnapped 4 people today?
No? What?
How long have you
Guys,
been here?
She talked about. She had to think about it for a bit. I don't know how I feel about that.
I don't know. Scott, how long have I been here?
About a week.
Like a week?
Follow-up question: have you kidnapped anyone this week?
No.
Seems good to
Is
me,
it-
guys.
Is it
I don't like-
possible?
I don't like
you
people. I
kidnapped
would not
at
want
some
to
point?
bring more of them around me.
Oh, well, you should travel with us. We are looking for 4 people who are related to. They were like scholars of the outer planes and stuff.
Ooh. Okay. I'm in. Where are they?
Do you
Point
do
me
you
to
think-
them.
It's like the first
Do
day
you
of college
think
all over
you-
again.
do you think you
fair.
were kidnapped? Maybe. Is that how you end up here?
I hadn't thought of that, but I guess it's possible. There are plenty of people who don't like me.
Wait, are there 3 other
cannot
people from
imagine.
Neverwood wandering around in here anywhere? Is this a
haven't
land of the
seen
lost
any-
situation?
I haven't
And
seen anybody else I recognize.
You've
Then
been
again,
here
I
for
know
Go
a
out
week.
before come in?
You've been in
If
this
you-
necropolis for a week.
Necropolis for a week, yeah, or you go elsewhere.
No, I got to the necropolis through the desert. And
Oh.
then I hadn't made it to the ziggurat yet.
Okay, so
Oh,
you
don't
walked
go to
us here
Ziggurat.
and stopped in the center
Overrated.
instead of going into the city where there's.
I figured
Food and
maybe I could
water.
figure out something about where I
Yeah.
was by the gravestones.
I don't think she's so smart, guys. I don't know about this whole thing.
She knows
So,
Natasha. We all agree.
Again, I I point at Shara. You've been quiet. You look sensible. Which way should we go?
Oh man. Well, first of all, like, do you need help? Do you want to join us and we can try to figure this out? Or do you want directions to the city, which I do not recommend, but if you want to go there.
I don't like cities at all.
Okay.
So if you are looking for people who might have knowledge that will help me get home, that would be great.
Yeah, okay. So, I mean, I think we just need to continue on the way we were going and have you come along with us.
All right, let's roll.
It's a night at the Mausoleum.
With any luck, we'll find these 4 planewalkers in a couple of hours, and you'll be on your way.
Perfect.
We're real quick. That's us.
That's
Yeah,
right.
You think this take less than 1 level?
It's possible. So you, in the distance, you see the Halleck's Mausoleum, which is a squat, unassuming granite block in the shadow of larger monuments to the west and south. It has heavy double doors that
Double
Double
doors.
doors. Thank you.
that have a an kind of this lock that is clearly broken and
Oh.
on
How convenient.
the floor in front of these 2 doors. And you should see in roll 20 that you are standing in front of a mausoleum.
I
You
do.
see that.
So
Move your tokens.
top right. We're all the way in the top right.
Okay,
all the
you
way
could
top
you could focus ping us there. But, yep.
Should I do the classic rogue thing where I check the door for traps?
Yeah.
It's a good
Kachka would
idea.
just like to kind of wander around the outside to see if there are any other means of entrance. Just sort of amble.
You thinking this is like a 2 entrance mausoleum?
Well, I'm thinking
Well,
doors tend to
fire
be
codes,
trapped,
Tony.
especially ones that we go through. And so
That's true.
going around and
Alright.
finding some alternate means of entrance seems like not a bad idea.
Give me a roll, Shara, for whatever you're doing. And Kachka, as Shara is investigating the door, you walk around the mausoleum and you see no other obvious entrance.
Okay. What kind of shape is
Um,
this?
Search.
Is this mausoleum in, other than the doors clearly are a little bit
It is clearly very, very old, but it is not like a ruin or anything. It has
Okay.
been, scoured by the sand and
Hey, who hasn't?
you know. But it's still in good shape. It seems like it was built to last.
I got a 19 to a perception check or a 16 to an investigation check, whichever you feel is more appropriate.
Well, you rolled both, so we'll tell you. You press your ear against the door, and you don't think it's trapped, and you don't hear anything. Although you also know that it seems like it's a very thick door, so you doubt you would hear anything if there was anything in there.
Does the
And,
lock look like it's been broken by force, or did it just fall off?
It looks like it was shattered by force.
I can't tell anything. I think it's fine, but
All right.
I'll open the door.
You have such confidence. I can't tell anything.
Yeah, it's fine.
I think it's
I
fine.
said I
It's
wasn't
fine.
sure.
Amla was happy to open those doors and walk right in.
I mean, it's hard
Yeah.
to know something completely.
So this mausoleum looks, as I said, ancient. So it's quite surprising at how easily the doors open.
If they didn't want us to walk in, it would have been locked.
It's true. And you see
Logical.
within the mausoleum that it is dusty, and there are numerous tracks leading to a descending staircase at the rear of the room. Along the walls rest 6 stone coffins, 3 on each side, and there's a stone slab engraved with so Regdar can read, so he knows that there's a name, a birth year, and death year affixed to each of the coffins.
Are
Amla
any of them
nudges-
in the last 100 years? Or are they all ancient?
They are all ancient.
Can I
What's
look
the
at
story,
the
Regdar?
at the tracks on the ground?
Sure.
And
Yeah.
do a survival check to see like how many people, how far do they go, that sort of thing. I got a 20, math's 20.
a lot of tracks, so many tracks, in fact, that it is hard to discern what, like, how old they are. I mean, they look recent, right? Because there's lots of dust
Are they boots
everywhere.
or are they like paw prints?
They look like boots.
Okay.
They don't look like animals.
Are they all
nudges
going one
Carlos.
way, or are they going in and out?
They are going in and out.
Oh.
Amlon nudges Carlos and says, "You think those finders do a real bad job? There are footprints everywhere."
So yeah, people have been coming and going quite a bit.
I got a 14 on perception, Scott. Is there anything else that stands out about this room?
Not in
It
particular.
just
I
seems
mean,
like
it's
everybody, they're making beelines down the stairs. Nobody's stopping. It doesn't look like the tracks are stopping to look at the coffins or anything like that.
Yeah,
They
is
seem
there
like
any
they're
sign at
moving
all
with
that the
purpose.
coffins have been messed with?
so the tracks pretty much are like a well-trodden path between the door and the staircase. It doesn't look like too many people, if any, veer off to look at the coffins. But you can look at the coffins if you like.
They probably keep all the good coffins in the back.
Keep going.
Coffins.
I think we go down.
The
I don't
stone
think we-
coffins.
Yeah.
We didn't find 4 kidnappies here in the lobby, so I think
Their
Yeah.
lids are intact,
okay. They look uninterrupted.
uninterrupted. Now I will say,
Nobody's coming and going from the coffins.
you went in the daytime. Excuse me. So there's light filling this room because the door is open. I assume no one said they were closing the door. But as you look down the stairs, it is pitch black. So if you have dark vision, you can see.
I cast light on my staff.
Okay.
Level 11. I know how to navigate darkness.
I'm just saying.
I'm also going to cast dark vision on myself just in case. the staff
Unfortunately,
comes
my light ruins it for you. It's like having a flashlight shine in your face.
And the gods
Oh.
cast dark vision on me at birth, so I'm good.
It's-
Wow.
Hmm.
Let's discuss.
I guess-
That's some interesting theology. Let's talk about
Yeah.
it.
My gods cast not being a giant bug man on me at birth, so you know.
Oh,
win
wow.
some,
Oh,
lose some.
wow.
Wow.
You
Wow.
were born under some bad gods.
Bug woman.
Well, I mean,
Arguably,
I-
they just made you a regular
Bug lady.
guy instead, which
Yeah.
isn't as
Bug
good.
lady, yes.
also let's be honest, Regdar made some very poor life and career choices later, so it's like So
what would you like to do? I assume Umlal is standing at the top of these stairs. They go down. Oh, Carlos is also standing. Good
Yes.
combination to have Carlos and
everyone's
Umlal
standing at the top of the stairs.
Stop.
Hey,
Top of the
Reader
stairs.
Regdar, do
Peering-
any of these
peering
plaques say
down.
anything?
They're just the names of the people who've been interned here, but they're all pretty old.
Are they all Hallex or are they readable?
Are they all Halexes, Scott?
They are all Halexes.
All
We're all
Halexes.
in-
What thing
Interns?
are they written in a language that I can read?
What language do I know?
You know
Ancient Common.
ancient Athasian common.
It's cursive basically.
Yeah, it's like old.
That is very hard to
All right,
read.
is-
I don't
is
get
there-
it.
plus chiseled cursive is like it's not great.
Is there enough light from Regdar's staff that I can see down the stairs and start sort of slowly descending?
There's light in a 20-foot radius, bright light and dim light for additional 20 feet. You probably couldn't see farther than 40 feet.
Yeah, but that's enough to get me.
Yeah.
Maybe
And so with that
down
knowledge,
the
I
stairs
will
there.
read this. I will reveal what is in the next room.
The stairs are made of stairs. Each one is slightly lower than the one
Carved
before
from a
it.
stair.
Right. Let me reveal
Roughly
this
hewn from
area,
stone.
and I will describe what you see.
Imagine
These
the
guys look
stairs
nice.
in your house, but made of stone and spookier. It's like
That's
that.
right. So the spooky stone stairs descend from the Halifax, not Halifax, Halex Mausoleum,
That's probably the
to-
last time you'll get that wrong, though.
probably, to a large subterranean chamber with stone coffins sitting on sturdy shelves. Part of the west wall has collapsed, creating an opening into another chamber. Marching around the chamber are 5 pale, desiccated warriors wearing wicked-looking armor.
None of these looks like the guys we're looking for, right? Are any of them a gnome?
No, these all look. In fact, if are you trying to be stealthy? Are you? Well, you have light, so you're
Amlo went first, so
No.
probably.
So no.
So they know you're coming, and they are not pleased. So we should probably roll.
Oh.
Exciting.
Guys, I thought we all agreed we were going to not get into any fights this time. That we were going to solve all our problems with words and diplomacy.
Yeah, because you're so good at that.
Yeah, so the guy just walks into every
You
room.
just met me. You don't know.
That's true. That was out of character.
I'll
I have
allow
a
it.
feeling that this new character is going to take a distinctly Zotasha bent very soon.
I see like
no.
a black rectangle on top of my token.
I think disdain is something people just naturally find in this party.
Black rectangle on your token.
Yeah, but so Tasha was cheerful about it and, just was, very nice and cheered everybody on.
Moving you around.
I just,
Oh,
yeah.
I
and this-
can't
Is this
enter
still
my-
on? Yeah,
Need to
we're not in
add-
initiative.
Yeah, we don't have
Yes. Yes. Let me.
initiative things.
Why can't I add you to initiative?
It's a great question.
Copy.
Well, there's going to be a lot of undeady types here, aren't there?
Yes.
And
Good thing we
in a
brought a
land
cleric.
that has no clerics, this is going to be great.
Yeah.
Oh, here.
In the land with no clerics, the one-eyed god is. Wait a second.
Oh no.
I want to hear more about your one-eyed god, Dan.
That's Vecna.
You thought you were.
It's the name of the adventure.
All right. Is that everybody? No.
Well, that's no good.
Regdar.
That's a great line. You should try using it in a bar.
Steve, I got a 2-year-old. I don't go to bars.
All right. You should all be in the turn order if you can see yourselves.
And now is when you most need to go to a bar.
Yeah, that's the irony. It's a real O. Henry story over here.
Yeah.
I have a plan.
I only see a
Oh.
name for me,
Oh,
but I
we're
don't see
doing
anybody
plans.
else's name.
I see.
Same.
everybody's
I think we only
name.
see
Oh,
our
I
own.
see. Yeah, I
Depends
don't
how
see
the
names
tokens
either,
are
right?
set. Yeah.
Oh, on the tokens. Yeah. I will
Yeah, they
fix
got to
that.
be. New campaign, same old campaign problems.
All the
'Cause
things I
Roll20
need to
has not
change.
fixed any of this.
No. Well, I'll fix that later. Okay. Everybody's initiative is in. Let us do that. All right. I did that.
Yay.
So, Shara, you are you're at the top of the stairs. You're still kind of in the antechamber, if you will, of the mausoleum. Actually, you're just in the mausoleum. And you can see probably I don't know if you can see much, but we'll say with angles and geometry, you can see one thing here that doesn't look particularly friendly.
Okay, and I don't have dark vision, so with Regdar's light, I can see in there.
Yes.
Okay.
We can give Regdar an aura.
I think I just want to ready an action. I think I heard Regdar say he had a plan, so gonna I'm gonna trust that. So I'm going to fire my crossbow if I see an enemy attacking myself or someone in my party.
Okay. So you take out your crossbow and give
Ready a
him
bolt.
a dirty look. I don't know if I can see an aura. Can other people see an aura coming out from Regdar?
No.
No.
All right. Well, I'm not going to waste time with that. Regdar, speaking of which, your turn.
Yeah, I'm gonna cast Fireball at level 4. I don't have time for these jerks.
It's actually a
They-
solid plan.
Yeah, they all need to make DC 18 dexterity checks, which usually the undead are not great at. They then take 9d6 fire
96.
damage.
6.
9d6, which is 27.
All right. Well, 2 made it and the others didn't. So
Those two take half of 27.
Thank you. Half of 27 is what is that?
13.
4 to 13. Yes. Ooh,
Lucky
13.
number 13.
And this is 27. All right. They did not like that.
Are any of them bloodied or anything?
Well, bloodied isn't a thing anymore. But yes.
Okay. That was my turn.
Kashka gives Regdar 4 thumbs up and says, "Good plan."
Also, presumably anything important in that room is now burnt up.
Well, it might be made of stone.
Yes.
It's fine.
Yeah. Hopefully any clues that were left for us were made of flame retardant material.
All right, Erica.
All right.
I'm not gonna try to say your character's name because I'm not going to do it right. But
I can see this one that's sort of in the middle. And I am going to cast a thorn whip. So, a long vine-like whip that's covered in thorns just lashes out toward that particular one. And I didn't roll very well, so it's not super impressive. That's a 15. Does that hit?
50, your thorn whip whips this thing, and I don't remember if thorn whip wraps around something. But...
No, it doesn't. It just takes thorn damage.
All right, well then, it's thorny.
And 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 points of piercing damage. And I didn't realize that it says, and if the creature is large or smaller, you pull the creature up to 10 feet closer. I don't want it any closer, so I'm not going to pull it anywhere.
So yes, it does. It wraps around and pulls, but you can choose not to pull. So
Yeah, I just wanted to give a little squeeze, a little thorny squeeze.
Oh,
Spin it around. Zip.
ooh. Yes, now it's very confused.
Dizzy damage.
That is it for me.
All right, Kachka, your new friend who you just met outside a mausoleum has kind of gestured with her hand, and out of it came a thorny vine that ripped around this thing, whatever.
Yeah, that was pretty cool.
I like that we all have no idea what a vine is, probably. So it's just like a green tentacle.
But there's thorns on it. You recognize those.
What? Yeah,
Yeah.
well,
Yeah.
yeah.
I like the new girl. All right. Yeah, having seen that nice area of effect spell that my pal, I'm sorry, area of effect coincidence that happened when Ragnar looked into the room.
Spontaneous combustion.
Now,
No
coincidentally,
whiskey
a
tubes.
wall of fire is going to spring up in time with me playing a power chord on my cleatar. It's 20 feet in diameter, so that should fill basically the whole room. And all of these jerks need to make a dexterity saving throw.
Are you
or
making
face
it
the
like in a circle
consequences.
around them?
It is a circle around them, and the inside is the fiery side. The outside is not so much.
Oh, all right. Dexterity saving throws, you say.
Mm-hmm.
What is my DC?
Your
It is
DC,
more than a 12, I'm sure. So I
your
failed.
DC is a 17, so all failed.
All fail.
In that case, all take 24 damage.
The McNulty promise. All fail all the time.
And if anybody ends their turn within 10 feet of the inside, which is basically anywhere within its area, they will take more damage.
All right. Well, you can't really see because there's a wall of fire separating you from what is happening. But I will tell you that you incinerate 3 of them.
Nice.
Cool. I had a feeling I incinerated 3 of them.
I helped.
I mean, at least one of them probably like fell out, so there's like a burning hand that's just like plopped.
I love it. It bounces out like a tire.
Mhm.
Yes. All right. Anything else, Ketchka?
Oh no, I thought that was pretty good.
Yeah.
Oh, it was
That's enough
pretty
for
good.
me.
I would say it's more than pretty good. It is just good. Now it is their turn. They're going to creep out of this fire. Do they take damage leaving the fire?
They do not. They only do if they end their turn within its friendly confines.
All right. So let's see. That was 1, 2, 3, 4. They can get
Scott,
there.
I have darkness blacked out right on the stairs. I can't see.
Yeah, I think there's
Yeah,
a
we
block
Oh,
that
I
needs to be
didn't
removed.
reveal the stairs.
Actually, it does
There
say
we
a
are.
creature takes the same damage when it enters the wall for the first time on a turn or ends its turn there. I don't know.
Yeah, but they're not entering. So if I was walking into it, I would take the damage.
Okay, that makes sense. I
I
mean,
don't know why I would walk into it, but
it
you
depends
know,
on how you view in and out from the perspective of this wall.
that is true.
Maybe the circle made by
I
the
view
wall
it
is out.
animal style. Umlal, one of these dudes is takes out a sword, tries to slash you with a sword. And
Fun
also,
story, Scott.
yes.
For my magic item that we have, I picked up a cloak of displacement, which means they have disadvantage on that attack.
All right. Well, it is also you notice that as they were coming up the stairs, they were wincing at the sunlight. So they may already have disadvantage. But now
I
they have double
also
disadvantage.
I also get to
Extras.
fire my crossbow.
That is true. So why don't you
All
fire
right.
your crossbow before it attempts to even try to hit?
14.
14 hits.
Cool. That is 9 damage.
All right. So it was drawing its sword, Umlal, and just as it unsheathed its sword, a bolt appears in its forehead and it collapses down the stairs.
Nice.
Sweet.
The other
Shar
one
was so sneaky that Amlal assumes that was Regdar's weird magic or coincidence.
The other one is in front of Carlos, so it will try to take its sword out. It hesitates for a moment and checks its forehead to make sure it's fine, and then it will swing its sword, or at least attempt to. So let's see. A 6 surely misses, so it's
Surely.
squinting and it can't really see anything, but it also then tries to reach out and just touch you, Carlos.
As a reaction, by the way, when it makes a attack against a target other than me, and it's within 5 feet of me, I get to take a swing at it.
Yes, you do.
Take a swing.
15,
Hits.
and that's a pretty solid 15 damage.
All right, so
Nice.
you slice this thing in half and it tumbles down the stairs in 2 pieces.
It looked like that bad touch, Carlos. You don't want to get touched by that.
No.
All right, and we are out of combat.
Yeah.
What-
Kachka
Whoa.
upstrums on the
That was
Cleatar,
one of
and
the-
the wall of fire disappears.
Most
Ah.
efficient rounds of combat we have ever
And
We're
you
done.
see
level 11.
the-
We
Good
know
job,
we're level
everybody.
11 now.
That's where we succeed.
all of the dust in this chamber has been
You
incinerated.
think we should quit while we ahead?
Let's go back to
Get out of here.
Go back to
This
tier.
place
Take a long
terrible.
rest. Check
You
this
You
out
find the
feel-
incinerated corpses of 2 humans, an elf, and a gnome.
Problem solved.
And it's hot down there for a little while, but it's hot outside too. So
Hot
what do you want to do?
outside. I'm not going there.
Should we keep going?
I
Yeah,
want to.
this
I
is
want to look at.
unusual.
I want to
We
look at
should
the
find out why
bodies.
the dead are stirring.
Yeah, I want to see like what. Do I think these were?
Are these Halaxes or Halifaxes?
Yeah, were they in these coffins? Are they recent
They're
visitors?
Toronto's. If someone wants to identify them, give me Arcana check, knowledge, religion.
I can do Arcana.
Those are probably
I
the
can
two.
also do Arcana.
I got a
Not very well.
27.
I'm not going to
27.
say what I got then.
Oh, I will say, so you're looking at them, they look like corpses, even before they were
Check.
burnt to death. They appear to be undead. And
Ancient
with a
corpses or
27,
recent courses.
you would know that they are whites, which are intelligent undead.
I didn't
that,
Well,
I thought they were
Please
trying to
check.
add diversity to this game.
and they are generally kind of enslaved to someone who has summoned them, and they are basically undead guards, and they are
Okay.
told to,
Oh,
watch
they
us.
are not from.
So there's white
Any of
slavers
these.
somewhere in this area.
Mm.
Yes, they do not
And-
appear to be Halaxes, but you don't.
Someone
really know.
imported.
Perhaps on
these
an island.
undead.
Maybe.
The Isle of Wights. Maybe.
Hmm.
And you could see, so yeah, there are stone coffins around on these sturdy shelves. So these things you see up on the wall are shelves that have coffins on them.
And they are undisturbed.
They are undisturbed.
But somebody has done some renovation to the west of this mausoleum.
Yes, the wall is collapsed there.
Collapsed or like excavated.
Peek inside.
Peek inside, and you will see there are cracks in the ceiling here. You can see that sand is slowly falling through. A stone stairway in the southeast corner has collapsed, and the nearby walls have crumbled. 3 doors in the north wall are shut, and the middle door bears a new padlock. To the west, stairs lead to a small balcony that overlooks the room from 5 feet above, with just enough room for a door painted with an eye.
There are a lot going on in this tomb, guys.
This is looking to the west because I don't see that on the map yet.
Yep,
There it
we go.
is.
All
Okay.
shall be revealed momentarily.
Okay, so collapsed staircase check.
Balcony
Actual
somewhere?
staircase with door with an eye check.
Huh. More.
3 doors
Let's
to the north
watch
check.
out for for more guards. That may not. Someone is up to something. I don't think any of those folks were the brains of this operation.
All right.
Well,
I
the
will.
padlock
None of them
will
look
attempt.
like. None of them look like kidnappers. Is what I'm saying.
Alma will attempt to sneak into that room, and he
Oh,
rolls
give
a
me-
21 on stealth.
Oh, and what about Carlos and Regdar?
Hello.
Carlos
Just
rolled
as
a
coordinated
20
as usual.
Carlos rolled a 22 on stealth.
Oh,
All right,
look,
Umlal and
Umlal and
Carlos.
Carlos stealthily high five.
High five.
Regdar rolls a 7.
And then
Also,
Regdar trips
so
on
I,
rubble.
I got some
I
new
will-
fancy sandals that have like little bells on them.
And let's keep in mind this
Tingle, tingle,
chamber
tingle, tingle.
is also completely dark, except for the fact that Regdar,
Regdar
has a
has-
staff that
Oh,
has
I use my
bright
bonus
light
action
on it.
to light my my flame tongue sword
So it-
and scimitar on fire, so I can
Okay.
see.
It is very
Is-
difficult to be
is this a
stealthy
good-
when you
Is
have
this a good time to remember that I have tool proficiency on the pan flute?
Yes, it's always a good time for the
We're
pan.
not
I
really
stealthily
stealthy.
sneak in.
Okay, so my
So what
sword
would you like to
casts
do?
for
Dan, it's about
40
the notes you
80
don't
feet.
play.
Yeah, 40 feet of bright light, 40 feet further of dim light, so I can illuminate this room.
This room is well illuminated. It was previously dark, but now it is quite bright.
Everything is illuminated.
Everything. is-
I take it there's nobody else in this room.
This room is empty, other than there are cracks in the ceiling, and some doors, and a chamber. This going this way. Whoops. Okay. To the south,
Where we want to start.
or not
Kachka
a
would like to
chamber,
look amongst the
pass.
rubble in this collapsed staircase to the southeast, just to see
Okay,
if there's
give me-
anything interesting happening.
Rubble.
Give me
Maybe it's like
an
make it like a small
investigation.
gnome boot sticking out. Oh, not fantastic. If it's investigation, it's a 14.
It appears to be rubble.
I
Looks
want to
pretty
do
old.
a survival check again just to see if there are tracks in here. That is 17? 17.
So the interesting thing is that you would expect this to be as dusty as the mausoleum that you entered, because it's clearly ancient, but it is not. It is not dusty at all. So there, other than there are cracks in the ceiling, right? So there's little piles of sand here and there, but there's, other than that, it seems as though it's fairly well kept up.
Where you
And I'm
want to
sorry,
start?
the padlock was on which door?
Padlock is to the north in the middle. Whoops. Up here.
And that is a new padlock, which is strange.
Almost
That's really
interested in
weird.
that padlock. Perception.
Regdar would like to peek his head down that open crack to the south just to make sure everything's, that there's not like a rhinoceros on the other side of this wall.
23
Right here.
perception on the
Your
lock.
light floods through, and
Well-
I will tell you what is there.
Oh, no.
Oh boy.
So you see,
Good thing Amal's looking at a lock way across the room.
You see some.
I haven't done anything. I just looked south.
some
Did you
pipes
tell
are-
me only look north? Because I
I
Pipes are
didn't
running
know
in.
it was necessary.
Pipes are running along the ceiling and walls of this room, and from the ceiling you see from these pipes like this kind of viscous dust is flowing through it, and in the center of the room is a big stone basin that's set into the floor, and it looks like it's full of this kind of undulating dust, and the surface is rippling. And every once in a while you see, it's kind of hard to tell, but you think you feel like there's every once in a while you see breaching the surface of this big dust bowl like some kind of dust creature or creatures kind of undulating in the basin.
do any of these undulating creatures look like an elf or a gnome or two humans?
Not in your experience.
All right, I cast stone shape and close this place up
All right,
forever. No.
So we know where whoever swept up this room dropped their dust off.
Yeah.
It's a big dust bit. And while you were examining a padlock,
Yeah, I rolled a 23 on perception.
that is a very recently applied padlock.
How hard do you think it would be to break it off?
To break it off,
Yeah, I'm not gonna. Do you think I'm gonna pick a lock? I'm not gonna pick a lock.
I mean, you might want to have somebody take a look at it first to see if it's got a needle or something in it. poison you.
You would think it would.
I'm not gonna stick my finger in it.
Umlal's
It
pretty
might-
sure he could break a lock.
Unless somebody's gonna stop me, I'm just breaking this lock off.
Amal, it
Whoa.
occurs to me that maybe somebody had a reason for
Eh?
locking that door, and it might not necessarily be to keep you out. Just keep something in the room from getting in.
They already let out those undead guys. I don't see what else could be.
More undead guys?
Well,
Guy doesn't have much imagination, does he?
I don't know. Usually, me feel like stuff behind locked doors where good stuff is.
Actually, that's pretty logical.
Oh.
I like that. I like the new one. They play both sides.
I'll come
If
next
someone
ti-
wants to pick that lock before Almal
yeah,
smashes
I'm
it off
gonna
or something.
I'm gonna come listen
Oh,
at the
it's like,
door first. Where's my perception? So I got a 19 to a perception check.
So you hear very, very faintly. It feels to you like maybe with a little bit of echo, rhythmic breathing.
Oh, Umberto's in there.
Different Umberto.
Okay, so I think there's something breathing in here. I don't think that we should just like bust in without a plan.
Could be the ones that got kidnapped.
Yeah.
And are hyperventilating.
Rhythmic breathing, as opposed to arrhythmic breathing. I mean,
It's a very controlled hyperventilation.
okay. Do we want to check the other doors that don't have padlocks on them in case that gives us clues about what was in
Yes.
the
That's a
padlock
good
one?
idea.
Now we're talking.
So someone who's opening what door first?
I'm just
Same-
doing
same
it. I'm
time?
listening again. Perception check 18.
All right. 18, you do not hear anything.
Okay.
17 on this door on the left.
You do not hear anything.
All right.
Okay.
I will crack that door open.
Crack it. You see before you a room. And in that room are stone shelves that contain boxes and bags. And there are a few crates stacked against the wall.
Wow, boxes, bags, crates. That's all
This
of
is
your
a-
classic containers.
Mhm.
But
Feels
no
like
barrels.
weird stuff
No
to
barrels.
have in a mausoleum.
This room is where my
but-
wedding registry is at. So
Ah, yes,
Hard to
this
make
room
barrels with
is
no
my
trees.
attic.
This is
Sand
boxes and
barrels.
bags. The less successful crate and barrels.
The less successful Dungeons and Dragons.
That's true.
I'll poke around in
Cats
some of
love it.
those, see if there's anything
They don't have any money though.
interesting.
So you see that there are lantern, oil, chains, manacles. How long are you looking?
Why is this in here? I'll look for what is it? Is it you roll perception again,
A
or
little bit of Shatner. Yes, roll perception.
12. Spend a couple minutes poking through, just seeing if anything pops out.
You find a box that is closed, and it sounds, if you shake it, it sounds like it has something
Oh,
made of glass in it.
they store their Legos down here. No. All
Glass
right,
Legos.
I'll bring that back out and
Okay.
shrug and say, "Me found a box, maybe glass, but mostly just junk."
Okay, I'll crack this door open.
All right. In this door, you find another room. And in this room, you see a metal grate. It's not metal. You see a grate
okay.
in the floor
It's not that
that
great.
is, it's fine.
So-so.
It is made of a metal analog. And in a 10-foot square room that blocks access to a shallow stone
Scott.
pit.
Scott, just to find
Bone?
and replace metal with bone. It's not
Yeah.
that hard.
Oh, this
Okay,
might be
I'm gonna.
woven.
Find a bone grate in the middle of this floor. It's blocks access to a shallow pit, stone pit that holds a small, finely crafted harp, a handful of loose papers, and a piece of bloody cloth.
How deep
Oh,
is?
a harp, you say?
Shallow.
deep
He
is
said
it?
shallow.
Two.
Gotcha, is immediately
It
interested.
is 3. Well, you have to go in order
Yeah,
to.
I'll go in. I'm at like the edge. I don't want to walk on the
You're
grate.
gonna tap on the grate. It is 3 feet deep.
Okay.
The openings in the grate are 5 inches square.
Okay. I'll let Ketchka know what's going on.
Does it appear to be something we can lift out of the floor? It's just bone. How heavy could bone be?
Tell me what you're doing.
I'm going to reach down and see if I can budge it with.
So
Actually,
where
going
are
to
you?
use.
I could
I'm
cast
going to come into the
levitate.
corner here and just see if I can. Well, first I'll look at the grate and see if I can identify any kind of a hinge mechanism or any means by which one might open this easily
All right, give me an
without having to
investigation
exert too much effort.
check.
The Kachka way.
What was the check?
Investigation, please.
Oh, okay. We'll call that an 18.
So you know that so I'm assuming that you are 11th level adventurers, so you are avoiding stepping on the grate as you're looking at it.
Indeed.
And Ketchka can determine that this grate is trapped. And it is activated by pressure. And you can
Do really well on your finals.
You can jam the mechanism, you think, and you also feel like that you could probably just reach through because the
It's 5 inches.
openings are 5 inches, so you could reach through and grab.
But I imagine this
What-
harp is somewhat larger than 5 inches on a side.
It is a small harp, so you think that you
Pocket
could
harp.
tilt it carefully and get it through the grate.
Like a blues harp. Okay, got it.
Okay, I'm gonna give it a go and see if I can jimmy the trap or whatever they.
I want to be ready with my rapier in case something I need to attack
Yeah.
comes out.
In case Kachka gets wounded, needs to be put out of his misery. Yep.
Yeah, or that.
All right, give me a sleight of hand.
Before I do this, I'm gonna let people out in the hall know what I'm doing.
All right.
Just
I
so,
guess
you
I
know.
should yell back into the main room like, weird dust stuff over here. No rush.
All right, so what am I doing?
Give me a sleight of hand or
Okay.
Sleight of hand is good enough.
Oh, that is a 21 of sleight of hand.
All right, you are certain that you have jammed the mechanism of the trap.
Marvelous.
And now if you want to grab the harp. So as you're looking, I will remind you that there's a harp down there. There's also some papers and a scrap of bloody clothes.
Well, I'd like to fish in there with my Githka, which suddenly appears from nowhere. Oh my God, where was that thing?
Wow,
And
where'd
just see
that
if I
come
can-
from?
Just see if I can kind of hook it with that and pull it up through without having to reach my hands in.
All right. So give me another sleight of hand check.
Oh, are we doing this?
We are.
That one's a what was the 16.
All right. So you hook your Githka into the harp and you get it like an inch where you're almost grabbing it, and then it slides off and hits the bottom of the pit
The
again.
claw game.
Fine, I just reach in and grab it.
All right. Give me a sleight of hand check.
Oh my God. Actually, wait a minute.
If only we had brought a fishing rod. If only fishing had existed on Athos.
All right, I'll give it a go. And that is an 19. Sorry.
All right. So you think about it, you center yourself, and you grab the harp. That's not the hard part, but you tilt it and get it in such an angle that it comes out, and you now are the proud owner of a small harp.
Is there anything special about it? Does it feel like it's magical in any way?
No.
Just a harp?
It is, well, you know that it is not just, it doesn't feel magical, but you look at it and it is an exquisitely crafted harp. If you had to put a dollar value on this harp, you would think that it was worth roughly 2,500 gold pieces.
Whoa.
Wow.
Well, we're
Does it
done,
have, like,
guys. Let's go home.
That's more than they were paying us.
Does it have a name label on it? Does it say Umberto? Or
It
something?
found return to.
This harp, the property of.
Yeah,
No,
are
I
there
just
any
mean, like,
serial
maybe-
serial
maybe-
numbers we need to scratch off this thing before we
No,
sell
I
it?
meant maybe it was the harp of our gnome or somebody. And
Bring
Oh
me a
yeah,
harp
the
of the
original
gnome.
quest. Yeah.
Kashka just says, yeah, just some cheap ass garbage harp that I found
Yeah.
here. I'm just gonna put this in my backpack, guys. No, nothing to see
Yeah.
here.
Bye.
Oh,
Flips it away.
level 11 jerk.
I don't play the harp. I don't care.
Okay,
play the
now there's
pan-
some
any
papers
pan
and some
flutes
other
down
stuff
there?
down here. Anybody
Yeah.
interested in these papers and or blood-soaked rags?
we should
Ooh.
probably look at the
Let's-
papers for
yeah.
clues.
Papers. That sounds like
What
something
if-
an expert might.
What if
carry.
somebody got trapped in this and then died and turned into a harp? I'm not great at detective work, guys.
They're about to be turned into 2,500 gold pieces, so that's better. Should I reach down there and try and grab these papers? Is somebody else?
Yeah,
going
You're
they're
doing great so far.
Yeah.
All right. Fine.
All right. Give me a
Sleight of hand?
check. Yep.
Ah, rolled off the table. Let's try again. That one's a 9.
You can't quite reach down there and get him.
Okay, I cast Mage Hand and I reach through and grab them,
Haha. Well played.
Okay, you have them now.
which
You
I
have,
just remembered I had.
you have a bunch of papers that I don't know if you can read. But you do see one of them has a map of, so you would know in Tyr that aristocrats tend to have large, sprawling kind of town homes with, in the back, they have kind of grounds. And it looks like there's a map of one of those with a floor plan.
Interesting. Well, I actually am fairly well educated, but I don't necessarily want people to know that, so I hand it over to Regdar.
Regdar will use his amazing skills of reading to read the notes.
So take a moment to look through it. You see that these are basically plans to kidnap someone named Indira Landsettle.
Oh.
They
I
have a
rolled an
map.
intelligence check to remember that was one of the names of the 4 people.
You don't even need to. It is, in fact, one of them. That is the actor who is basically famous in Tyr and quite successful. And it has like a schedule of her movements and kind of a typical day and where she might go and kind of her theater schedule. And it suggests that she knows an important secret about another noble person in Tyr. And
Does it say what
in
the
the
secret is?
margin, it does not. But in the margin is a note that's scrawled, "Her secrets will make a worthy sacrifice."
Wow. I think this might be a time-sensitive human sacrifice situation.
Wow. Seems like politics and cults exist on every realm. Am I right?
Yeah, our
You
realm
are right.
is heavy on the cults. I just assume because a lot of cults.
Sure
They
feels
really
like it.
over index on cults.
We've kind of only been to 2. We don't know so much about the politics in the Victorian hippo world, but they
The
seemed like
political
they probably
system
had
is-
some sort of intricate machinations that they were involved
I mean,
in.
in a lot of ways, the political system on Athos is very simple. It's the cult situation that's really bad.
Hmm.
It's true. It's the
Yeah.
cults that kill you.
Yeah,
Literally.
we
I mean,
don't have a
yeah.
2-party system. We have a one sorcerer king per city system, and it's simpler.
That's true. And some would argue the Sorcerer Kings also have cults that are built around them because they infect you.
Just for the
That's
sake of
the
completion.
difference between a cult and a religion is that a sorcerer king is in charge of it.
Which
That's
one?
true.
Well, each
Pope.
one, yeah.
Oh no,
Just
sorry.
for
I
the
checking
sake of
religion or the
completion,
cult.
I'm going to mage hand
Right.
out those blood-soaked rags.
All right. So
Oh.
they are, where is it?
You think we could clean those up? They probably.
They look like a piece of like a
If you
jacket.
resell
Can I
these
do a-
scraps.
I
I
have
do a medicine
prestidigitation. We're
check?
good.
If I've
Can I do
learned
a medicine
anything
check-
from video
check before
games,
the prestidigitation.
Sure.
That's a 14. Is this like, is it clear that somebody has died from this amount of blood, or is it
No,
somebody...
so you
Okay.
you would know. Ketchka explained the trap is basically it has blades that extend from the grooves in the grate that do slashing damage. So you would assume that someone stepped on the grate and got a big nasty cut.
Left their jacket
and
behind because it was shredded.
left
and blood
that
soaked.
piece of their
Mhm.
clothes there.
Just
And
like
did
a
they have the
human-sized
notes
jacket, or
in the pocket, or are these unrelated?
That is very difficult to figure
Okay.
out.
And
All right.
what size jacket is this? Is this a XL? Does it seem
It's
like it
just
would
a
fit?
Will it
piece.
fit a
It's
bag?
literally a piece of the jacket.
Oh, it's just a piece.
Okay.
Just a piece.
How
of
many
the jacket.
how many sleeves does it have?
So I guess this quest is to put this jacket back together, probably.
Yes, that's
Yeah.
right. It's
Mm,
you need
I say no
Technicolor
jacket
dream
required.
coat.
Should I pick this lock?
Pick that lock.
I'm gonna go make myself a Collins.
Do it.
Okay. That's a maths 20.
Maths 20. It is successfully unlocked.
All right. Do we want to open this door? I heard breathing.
We didn't pick it not to open it.
Yeah.
I mean, we could just let them
Let
figure
it-
out that
Let's
it's
do it.
You can pick a lock, you can lock a lock.
That's some
All right.
real laissez-faire approach there.
I'm gonna throw open the door quickly.
Ah. This old crypt holds a single open coffin containing a few tattered blankets. A poof of wild black hair sprouts from the end of one of the blankets.
Hello.
Oof, black hair sprouts from the blankets.
And
There's someone's head
yeah, someone
attached to a head. Yeah.
Someone
someone
taking
goes,
a nap.
Woof. Who are you?
Who are
Who are
you?
you?
They
Why are you in this mausoleum?
will tell you in a second as I reveal their token. There we are.
I'm in suspense.
She says, you don't look like cultists. So she pops her head out from
That's the nicest thing someone said about us in a long
Looks
time.
looks can be
coffin.
very
Oh, yeah.
deceiving, but we not cultists.
Oh, thank God. My name is Sarkel. What is my last name?
Malinosh.
Malinosh.
That's the
We've
one.
been here for many days. We understand. You little frazzled.
I am very frazzled. I have been here for several days. I need to get out of here. Can I get out
We
of
are
here?
in the business of getting you out of here. Lucky you.
Have you seen, is there anyone else locked up here that you know about? We think there may be more people like you have been captured by these weirdos.
So they came and got me as I was asleep, and they bound my eyes and just kind of shoved me in here. I don't know who they
Good
are.
news. The way out is like in the next room, so it's not super inconvenient for us.
Is the layout of your house like the layout of? And I wave at Regdar. Show her the papers.
These are clearly for the other person. They have a name on
Yeah, it said Indrina on
Did
it.
it have a name? Okay,
Yeah.
I missed that.
So
She will come towards you and say, I have been investigating some things psychically, and I've lost my psychic powers, and I feel very very defenseless here.
Psychic. Yes.
And I would appreciate if you could escort me through the necropolis.
do you know anything about the cultists who took you? Did they just randoms that you'd never seen before, or
Do you have enemies?
and did you hear
want
them
you to
speak
take
of
you?
anything that might give you some hints as to why you were kidnapped?
All I know is I have seen realities shatter, cracks appear through
Us too.
secrets. She gets a
feel like
distant look upon her
Alma
face as
wants
she's
to
saying
grab her
this.
and be like, "Pull yourself together."
So I'm
I look
not
over at the new lady and say, "I think we found your planewalker."
all right.
They
so
all sound like this.
I'm not from around here. I'm from a completely different plane. Do you have any idea how to send me home from this awful this place?
She looks at you and says, "You're a planewalker?
I'm a druid.
Where are you from?"
The last thing I knew, I was in the Everwinter Forest.
Everwood, I
That's where it
think, was it?
Oh,
Never
and kind of a look of shock comes across her face. Says, "This is not right. The cracks are expanding. You shouldn't be here. This is not
I
right at all.
agree.
This should
So
be
can-
impossible."
Can you get me home?
I think it's impossible for you to return to your home.
What? Why?
Maybe we could get a second opinion.
I got here. Why shouldn't I be able to go the
Well,
other
I mean,
way?
the cracks must be expanding. I don't know. And she says it could. I've been having these glimpses of the future. And she closes her eyes and kind of grabs her head and says, terrible visions. I see a figure of a man who's more bone and skin than flesh, levitating on the ground, gathering glowing wisps of evil energy as cracks crack across the multiverse. He's going to do something terrible, I tell you, terrible. And she falls to her knees and says, "Make it stop."
You think we need to go back to the person who sent us here and ask for more money?
And so as you all hear where she falls to her knees and shares her vision with you, and you all feel as though you have gained some sort of weighty insight into the world, as if you
I
have.
did not ask for this.
And with this new powerful knowledge that you have, we will end the session tonight and find out what this vision could portend, why you suddenly feel as though there's great power within this secret. And we'll find out on the next time on Total Party Kill.
Woo! All right.
Nice.
Creepy.
A big weight on my soul.
A good start.
Oh, wait.
Went right into a crypt. We got some knowledge.
Yeah. Did a quick fight.
There's also
locks.
some bad stuff to the south. So,
Yeah.
That's fine. I
Theoretically.
say we ignore it.
ignore that.
It'll probably get better on its own.
Dust Bowl
Yeah,
to the south. Yeah.
Check back in a couple
It'll
days.
clear
See how
up.
it's going.
It'll clear up in a couple days. Yeah.
Bring
Yeah.
a vacuum cleaner.
Yeah.
I haven't
I
done
am
anything
so-
to you yet.
Not yet.
Stopping my recording.
All right.
Right.
Yes. And thank you, live stream,
And
for joining us.
Bye, live stream.
Thank you, live
We're
stream.
going to shut that down now, too. Thank you very much. Goodbye.
Bye-bye.